What is up guys, and welcome to today's video where I'll be talking about FC Bayern's 2016 and 17 transfer and squad prediction. So we are going to start off with who could Bayern probably sell, and then we are going to start off with the players that has already left, and we're going to start off with Benatia, who has left to Juventus for a 1-year loan, and I think it's a good deal for Juventus. And also for Bayern as well, since Bayern already got Matt Hummels and they won't need like another really good class centre back, and Benatia has realised that and then he has left. I think it's a good choice for Benatia, get him some more game time. And then we're going to go to the next player, and I'm not really going to mention Tusky, who already left because of end of loan, but he didn't really play a lot for Bayern, so I'm not going to mention him. But we're going to mention Sebastian Rode, who has already left to Borussia Dortmund. And then I think, well, it's an interesting deal because no one really cares when Bayern players go to Dortmund, but when Dortmund players go to Bayern, it's like a big deal. Probably because I don't know, all the key players of Dortmund go to Bayern, but you know, for players going Bayern to Dortmund, all the like unimportant, like it's a little bit mean to say, but a little bit unimportant, like someone who felt unimportant to the squad will leave. But we're going to move on to the next player, and it is going to be Mario Götze, who is strongly connected with Borussia Dortmund, and I think it is going to happen. Mario Götze, and then on the interesting deal this one, because he went from Borussia Dortmund to Bayern few years ago, and then now he's going back to Dortmund, and then his form has decreased from when he left from Dortmund to Bayern, and this is so interesting. But I don't know, hopefully he does well at Dortmund. Dortmund fan used to hate him when he went to Bayern. I don't know what they're going to react to this now when he goes back to Dortmund. It's going to be interesting to see. But we're going to move on to the next player, who is going to be Højbjerg, who went to Southampton. And then once again, interesting transfer. Obviously Bayern got heaps of there we go, the Southampton card. And then Bayern got a lot of midfielders. Probably Højbjerg is unneeded in the squad. And then the next player who is also connected, which I don't think is going to happen, is Joshua Kimmich. And apparently this guy is one of the, you know, Germany's best, how you say, the rising star, if that makes any sense. I saw him play at the Euros. He played pretty well. And then I think, well, for him, he definitely needs a lot of game time to like improve and get used to the play. But for Bayern, is he going to be used a lot? I'm not too sure about that, so I'll have to see. But he's now connected with Manchester City, but for me, I don't think it's really going to happen. So we're going to remove them from the squad, and then we are going to start with the striker, who is going to be Robert Lewandowski. So let's get his card in there, Robert Lewandowski. And then he played very well for Bayern last season. In the Euros, a little bit disappointing, but still in the Bayern he played it very well. And I think he's going to be the starting striker of Bayern, no doubt about that. On the left mid, we are going to have Frank Ribery, and then he gets injured often alongside Robin. And well, to mention Robin, he just got injured and now he's out for 6 weeks in pre-season, which is great. I mean, the positive side of that is that the season hasn't started yet, so hopefully he can come back before the season starts. And then speaking of Robin, we're going to add him to the squad on the right mid position, because he is, well, he's getting old, but still he is very needed for Bayern. Like, Bayern got Douglas Costa, but surely I still think Robin is more experienced, more better player, even though Douglas Costa played very well last season. And if Robin keep getting injured, I think Douglas Costa will replace him at some point. And then moving on to the centre midfielders, we have got Arturo Vidal, who is a very nice player from Juventus. Went from Juventus last season, won Copa America in USA when they played, beat Argentina. And then I think, well, Vidal is definitely going to start as well. So just to mention that because Renato Sanchez is not in FIFA, but I am going to mention him because he did sign for Bayern. He did play in the Euros. I think he played very well. He's a very young player as well. He's only 18 years old. But is he going to start for Bayern? Maybe or maybe not. But we're going to go to the next player, which is going to be Thomas Müller. And then Thomas Müller, once again, a disappointing player from the Euros. And then I really thought Thomas Müller would do, more better, but obviously you can't really ignore the fact that he did very well in Bundesliga last season. So we got to remember that. And Müller, I still think he's a very good player. And then we're going to move on to the defensive midfielder. Now over here we could have Renato Sanchez, but I'm going to go for Alonso, because he's more of the Xavi Alonso, because I think he's more of the experienced player, and then I think Ancelotti will start off with using Alonso, and then maybe try to fit in maybe Renato Sanchez midway through the season. We could definitely see that happening. And I also need to mention Thiago Alcantara, but I don't think he can really fit in the squad. I think Vidal and Müller is a better player. And then we're going to move on to the left back, and I am going to have David Alaba there. I know that he sometimes plays centre back, but I'm going to put him at the left back, because let's not forget that Bayern signed Mats Hummels, and then Mats Hummels is a very, very good centre back, probably one of the world's best centre back out there, Mats Hummels, and then he's definitely going to be in that spot alongside Jerome Boateng, who I'm also going to add right now. Jerome Boateng, once again, I don't really... Oh, he's got no face. Interesting. Oh, now he's back. But he's no doubt that he's definitely one of the world's best centre-backs. And then look at that defence. I don't think all Bundesliga players are going to struggle even more. Bayern is going to dominate the league even more. I can already picture it happening. Like it's going to be like a 10-point difference win or something. But we're going to have Philipp Lahm at the right-back position. Very good player. He is getting a little bit old, but I still think Lahm has to be the first choice right back for Bayern. I think that's crucial. Moving on to the goalkeeper position, we're going to have Manuel Neuer, with no big doubt one of the world's best, or maybe I spelled Neuer wrong. One of the best, or the best, the goalkeepers in the world, probably, definitely in the Bundesliga, but probably one of the best in the world as well. And then we are going to move into the subs, who I think is going to start at the subs, or maybe come on for a little bit as well. We're going to start off with Kingsley Coman, and then he didn't really play much in the Euros, even though I think that Coman is a very, very good player. But look at the squad. Look at the starting 11 I just built. There's Robin. There's so many good players. There's Lewandowski at the top, Ribery, Robin. Even though Coman is a good player, could it really be in the starting 11? Maybe if Ribery is getting a little bit old, maybe Coman could replace him. I think it's a really good signing, looking at the future there. And then we're going to move on to Douglas Costa, and this one could replace Arjen Robben. And I think Douglas Costa, once again, a very, very good player for Bayern last season. If Robben keeps getting injured, then I think Costa is going to replace Robin, but who knows. We are going to move on to the next player, and we have Renato Sanchez, so I really can't add him, so I'm going to kind of skip him. And then we all know about Renato Sanchez, young player from Portugal, recently moved from Benfica, amazing young talent, and then I think he definitely going to fit in the Bayern squad. Probably not in the starting lineup, but maybe midway through the season he's going to play more and more. And then we're going to move on to the next player, and it is going to be Thiago Alcantara, who I already mentioned while I was mentioning the midfielders. And he's not a bad player. I gotta say that he's not a bad player, but he obviously hasn't played for Bayern a lot last season. It was usually Vidal and Müller, Alonso in the midfield. So we're gonna move on to the next player, who is gonna be Javi Martinez. And Javi Martinez, all I gotta say that he's a decent player. And then, well, he's a centre back. He used to play defensive midfielder, but looking at the squad right now, I don't really think Javi Martinez can get in the squad unless Bayern sometimes is a 3-back. I'm not sure if that's going to happen with Carlos Ancelotti coming in. But if they do play 3-back, it's probably going to be Hummels, Boateng, and Alaba, because Alaba can also play centre-back. But Martinez, no one knows that Hummels or Boateng could get injured. Then Javi Martinez is a very, very classy player, definitely could replace him if that sort of thing happens. But we're going to move on to the next player, who I already mentioned at the first, is Joshua Kimmich. And I don't think he's going to leave Bayern, because Ancelotti is definitely not going to sell him. If you look at the squad, then Bayern actually got a lot of youngsters. They got Renato Sanchez, they now got Costa, who's you can say he's on the young side. We got Koeman, who's definitely on the young side. We got Kimmich, who's on the young side. So we can see a lot. So when I look at the squad, all I can think about is that it's a really, really nice balance of some experienced players and some really young talents. That's why I think Bayern's doing really, really well. Someone like Philip Lahm, Robin, Ribéry, they're getting a little bit old, but they got experience and they can, you know, balance out the team. If you have too many young players like Tottenham, it sometimes goes wrong. And then we're going to move on to the next player, who is going to be, usually starts at the left back, is Bernat. I'm not sure if that's the right Bernat. Hopefully, I don't think so. It is the right Bernat. Woo! We got the right Bernat here, and I don't think he's really going to leave. He's going to stay in case, I don't know, some kind of tactical change or Alaba out of form, might be injured. You always need a plan B. And then we're going to have the goalkeeper, who doesn't really play much. Well, we're going to add him anyway, because how can you possibly have a sub without a goalkeeper, right? Stark could be there. I'm not sure. I never saw Stark or Ulrich play, but I'm not sure who's going to be in the reserves. But one of them is going to be in the reserves. And I'm really not going to mention the reserves because it could be like anyone. There could be someone like Rafinha, for example, could definitely be there. But anyways, guys, this will be it for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and goodbye.